Alright, and finally my last San Diego Comic-Con 2013 toy, I guess, item that I picked up is the G.I. Joe and the Transformers number 7, which is actually the third toy set from Comic-Con. The other four things were the comic books. The Epic Conclusion. It has Jetfire and Hound, Snake Eyes, Ravage, what's his name, Bludgeon, and Baroness. Not to mention Blaster. So that's really awesome. I kind of wish I had my other ones out, which I may drag them out. We'll see if I do a big photo shoot at the end. But right now, I stuck with these guys in the box. And actually, I got let's see if it's still on here. Still got a bunch of dust on the top of this thing where it's been sitting here on my desk just waiting. But yeah, it's going to get opened up. I mean, the box isn't like perfect, and that's fine. I was cool with that when I got it. I'll open up my other two. So I may as well open up this one. So there we go. Here's the logo down here. Cool. Alright, so let's pop this guy out of the package and check it out. And here's everything still in the box as it came packaged. It looks like an old model kit packed up in there, and there's still actually a little bit of room. You could probably put about 3 or 4 more figures in there. Hasbro could really stack this sucker up. Ooh, check that out. Goes Ravage right there. Nice. Snake Eyes. Cool. So yeah, let's get this guy out of the packaging all the way and check him out up close. Alright, here we are with the whole set out of the box and assembled there. See the big booster pack on the back of the bright white Sky Striker, a little blue tinted canopy there. There's the original there, has more of a smoke canopy, and it's a little bit different design and all that. They're all fully assembled, but I'm not going to decal these because they're not going to get displayed. There's the Ravage that came with the set, and there's a G1 Ravage. There's Bludgeon, which I don't have his counterpart, Budo, that's coming out pretty soon here from the G.I. Joe line. There's the Snake Eyes and the Blaster. I'll show the Blaster off real quick. Right there. And here's the, I think it's the 25th anniversary. I can't remember if it's the Pursuit of Cobra, but it's the same Snake Eyes, just all in black. And then this is the same Baroness. Here's the one that comes with the set with this big old head on her. And then the one from the 25th anniversary, I think it's a 5-figure set. And there's some more Budo stuff. Everybody's got their file cards. And tech specs. Sort of tech specs, not really. And there we go. And then we'll break down each vehicle and the figures in their own little sections there. Alright, we'll go ahead and take a look at Jetfire here. He's based on the 30th anniversary, I guess, post 25th anniversary rejuvenation of a 3 3/4 line Sky Striker, which is based off the F-14. However, the old Sky Striker was a 2-seater, and this is a single, which in this case actually works, and in the case of the Starscream also works too, because he was originally an F-15, which was his version was a single-seater, and then the version of the Macross Veritex this is based off of were also single-seaters. There were also 2-seaters, but this guy was based off a single-seater. And other than, let's see, yeah, everything was reused from the Sky Striker except for this red booster pack. And it's actually unique even to the Macross toys that it's based off of, which they turned into Jetfire for the Transformers line, because its ability to actually contain a figure. If you can see inside there, has a cool little seat and everything, and all that. The cockpit glass is clear, so that's pretty neat. It's kind of hollow, so it kind of sucks. I've seen these actually being sold by themselves, which is kind of neat, because if you go to reprolabels.com, they have some Macross stickers, so you could probably get this for pretty cheap. It's like $220 last time I looked, but it's been a little while since I looked. You can get this and then buy the stickers for like $15-20, whatever they are on the website. And if you already have a Sky Striker, or you can probably find one pretty cheap now, they're running about $25-30 I've seen on the secondary market, and you can make yourself your own Jetfire. Of course, it'll be a light gray, which would actually look like the original toys that they did, that they got Jetfire from. So then everything would come back full circle. But yeah, it's the same thing, except for you take the fins out of the back, you put them on the sides of the thing here, trying to emulate the tail fins from the Veritech plane mode, or whatever, in Jetfire here. You'd fold them up and fold over this back piece that everything was attached to, and the wings are like crossed over. So this kind of like does that. I tried to get it. I haven't tried to put them in the other way, which would actually be more accurate, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do some pictures or something if I try that. I'm not going to decal it. Number one, because I don't want to use the exclusive decals. Number two, the G.I. Joe decals are kind of thick. I do have like 6, I think I'm up to now, of this version of the Sky Striker. Well, actually, I've got either 4 or 5 of the regular G.I. Joe ones, plus I've got Starscream and now Jetfire. So, but the stickers have been kind of thick on there, so I'm probably going to wait and get some different stickers. And I might even try to get a second one of these to sticker up and leave this one minty white, but you know, who knows how long that's going to stay. He does have a blue tinted canopy, which is different from the original Sky Striker. Everything else is black. Wheels are black. Inside of the wheel wells are black. Missiles are all black, not that charcoaly gray. And something curious with mine is it has the big Phoenix, the Sparrows, and then the Sidewinders here. But then it also came with an additional 4 missiles. So I don't know if that's with everybody. I didn't break out the instruction sheet to see what it said. But I got 2 Sparrows and 2 Sidewinders, in addition to the ones that are on the bottom of my aircraft there. So I found that kind of interesting. That's kind of neat. So I could load it up with all small missiles if I wanted to. I'd rather have had all large missiles, but whatever. Still kind of cool. His engines are actually white plastic with black on the outside. It's kind of crappily done here. But aside from that, yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I really dig this mold. It has the same lack of missile adhesion. No, it has the same panels that I can't seem to get off. Let's see here if I can do it two-handed. There we go. Just got to pull it the right way. But those come off as well there. Exposing some greeblies or detail, whatever you can have your guys work on. And so yeah, that's Jetfire. So I'll actually transform this into jet mode and put these guys side by side, somewhere in my little photo montage there. All right, let's go on to the next one. Alright, so now we got Hound, the Autobot Scout. And there's his card there. Get that out of the way. And yeah, he's a pretty cool little vehicle there, based on the G.I. Joe Vamp from the redone G.I. Joe 25th anniversary. I think initially he was an exclusive from Target, and I'm not sure if they redid it later on or not, but anyway, it used to be a Vamp, but now they've repurposed him as Hound, which is awesome. He's got a rotating gun there on the back. He has a couple of panels that pop off. There's one on this side as well. It has some cool detail in there that looks like the mines from good old Tripwire's mines that go in his backpack from both the vintage and the newer toys. A couple of either fuel or water cans. Can't remember if one was one was the other. I think they're fuel cans. But I think on the tan Vamp they were water or something like that. Anyway, got that. Then you have like a removable little backpack here on the front. It just pegs in. Not backpack, sleeping bag. And then you have a little shovel you can pop off right here. And then you can open the hood on the front. You got a little bit of detail on there. You got cool lenses for the headlights, as well as the tail lights. So this guy's really they're done really well. It looks like these though were meant to go on the inside. The clear parts look like they're made that way, but they're actually attached on the outside. So there goes my gas cans. Look really odd. Yeah, but he's got a couple differences between him and the Vamp version. Most notably is the color of the body. This is done in a brighter green, as well as having tan seats, vice the silver gray seats that Hound has. They also have different wheels as far as the color scheme goes. This has body colored wheels. This has silver. And other than that, yeah, that's the same old mold. nothing reworked or anything for Hound here. Now I'm not going to decal this guy up, primarily because I'm not going to display them, and sometimes these decals, the G.I. Joe decals, are a little thick. So if I do decal them, I'll probably get them from RepoLabels.com. If I haven't already said that for Jetfire, which I think I did. But yeah, pretty cool. You can see those little gold markings there on the sticker sheet. Right there. He gets those, and it was pretty neat. So yeah, there he goes right there, Hound. Alright, here are the two figures that I was really looking forward to the most out of this set, and that's going to be Ravage and the Baroness. I mean, how awesome is that? You got Baroness walking a Black Panther, a robotic Black Panther. But these two do have their flaws. So we'll look at Ravage first and get back to the Baroness here in just a second. But yeah, you got Ravage there, and we'll put him next to his G1 counterpart. Show a little bit of size difference. Really, the G1 tape figures really work well with the G.I. Joe size, so I'm kind of surprised I never really put those together before, but that's pretty neat. It comes with a file card. We'll look at a tech spec-ish kind of looking card there. Just take a real quick look at. Alrighty. And he is the intelligence courier for the Decepticons. So the G1 toy didn't really have like any articulation or anything. I mean, it kind of did, like in the transformation joints, but nothing really crazy. But this guy, yeah, the sculpt looks good, and yeah, the chain's alright. We can take that off. I think this is based off the chain from Crocmaster. Could be mistaken, but that's what it looks like. From the 25th anniversary of G.I. Joe. So we'll set that aside. That's his one accessory. So then we have him. And unfortunately, the only articulation this guy has is his head. It has a ball joint sunk inside there. Hopefully I get my focus on. And it just plugs into the body, and then that's it. That's all there is to him. That's all you're going to get, which is fine. It looks good. The paint's decent. Has like a nice Decepticon logo there. But yeah, other than that, it's like there's nothing. At least his paint's decent, nice and cartoony looking. You know, fairly bold lines and all that. His tail looks really good. He looks good, but he's not much of a figure. So I was really kind of disappointed in the lack of articulation with him. So we'll just go ahead and set him aside. Back here. And then we got the Baroness, who looks like she has a giant noggin. And she's based off of the 25th anniversary body. And I'm not sure if it's a brand new head sculpt. I want to say that it is. But these bodies are the same. The logos look a little different. I don't know if it's something to do with the tampo printing or whatever, however they apply the paint on there. But they're the same figure. Just this one has silver into the joints, which kind of sucks. I kind of wish it didn't. So, if it wasn't for the logo, like I like her logo better, I would just do a head swap. But there we go. You can see teeny tiny head, huge head, huge enormous head. So maybe that's more realistic scaling. I'm not entirely sure. But and she's got all the regular articulation. She has kicking high heels there. If you guys don't have the regular release of this figure, but yeah, she's got joints pretty much, you know, all the normal places. She has a ball jointed head. She has a ball swivel shoulder. She has a single point elbow, a wrist, actually a forearm type swivel, but it's at the wrist. She has a ball jointed upper chest that replaces the waist joint, ball jointed hip, double jointed knee, a nice swivel pivot type ankle. But yeah, she's done really well. Except for her gigantic noggin. I mean, her head is almost like the same size as her torso. So I think that might be a little out of whack. But she comes with 3 weapons. She's got a little... I don't know the names of the weapons on here. I'm sorry. I apologize. But let's see if I got a blank on my card. Put up there. We got that rifle there. Kind of neat. A couple of grips on there for her to use. She has this one here. And lastly, she has this one here, which I think this one came with the Viper Trooper guys. But she comes with those 3. So that's kind of neat. She's alright. She's kind of weak as far as the head goes, but the idea was pretty awesome, you gotta admit. And we'll just go and segue on into Snake Eyes here. real quick. And we'll just take a picture of his card there. I'm going to pause it to read it. Hopefully I can get this still and focused enough to read. I'll maybe shoot another still picture if this doesn't turn out all that well. Let's see. Stand going on here. You get Snake Eyes. Now I did stick Blaster on his back, but that's the Snake Eyes you get. And he's based off of, man, can't remember if it's the 30th anniversary or 25th anniversary, which version exactly that it is that he's based on. But it's the same mold. If you have this one, it's the same exact Snake Eyes, even down to the sound suppressor, flame whatever thing on there. It's a silencer, but really it's just a sound suppressor. It doesn't really actually silence it. So we get good old Snake Eyes here. And he's based off of the old Snake Eyes version 2 from the original series. Basically, that crazy scimitar looking sword. I got a little black going on there. So, and he's got the same articulation the Baroness does. Comes with a little harness. They got some steel colored paint on it for his visor. Steel colored knee pads. He has camouflage style pants. No paint on his weapon. I already showed you the sound suppressor thing on his it's not really an Uzi anymore, but on his little submachine gun there. And yep, that's Snake Eyes. Just don't want to rush through him, but nothing really new there. There's like a billion Snake Eyes figures out there, so there we go. Now then we get Blaster, and this is a whole new little accessory deal right here. You not only get the let's see if I can get my autofocus here. Autofocus to work. Focus. Focus. There it goes. So you can really see the Autobot logo on there and everything. Looks just like the G1 Blaster. And then he does have a little bit of detail on the back. He does come with 3 tapes. I forgot what they are, but it's like the lion and the rhinoceros and stuff. And one thing that I found out by accident is he actually, if you're careful, or if you're not careful, he'll split in 2. And you can actually store the other 2 tapes inside here. So you got the little blue one there with all its little detail. And you got the red one with all its little detail. And then let me go down here and pick the one off the floor that went flying. And then you got the yellow one. Now it's not going to focus. Take a look at it real quick. It's just got a lot of little detail engraved on there. But it looks like a cassette. And once you get the halves together, you get your 2 little guys in there. Squeeze your halves together. And then the cassette will drop in the top. Which isn't entirely accurate, but not too bad. Looks like a good little blaster there. So, not bad. Cool little accessory. And then it has a little post, of course. They can plug in the back of your Joe figures. And I think that's everybody out of the set. And they did include, oh no it's not, we got one more figure, which actually is the cooler figure out of the series. But we'll take a look at Blaster's tech spec bio card here. It's not really a tech spec, but there we go. Alright, and then we'll come back and take a look at Budo. Or not Budo, Bludgeon. And Budo, actually. And finally, we come to Bludgeon, who is probably the coolest figure out of the set. Like, yeah, I really dig Hound, because I always love the vamp. But I'm not going to really display him. And then you got Jetfire, which is just too big, and it's okay, and everything. You get the Baroness with her huge head. You got the non-articulated Ravage. You do have the super cool Snake Eyes, which if I didn't show it off, he does have a cool Autobot logo on his shoulder instead of the Arashikage. You know what I'm saying. The Kakakage. I'll force you to focus. There you go. So it has the Autobot logo on there. So it has Rashikage. I can't say it tonight. I can only say it. I can't say it. Anyway, you got the doggone Snake Eyes with the blaster, which is cool. But probably the single coolest figure is Bludgeon. And unfortunately, I wish he had a little more paint. on him. He is really neat. He comes with a robe, which I'll show you how it looks on Budo, because the side things are with the yellow and the Decepticon logos, they fill in the shoulders, so those are no longer vulnerable. It gives them some additional neck armor. It's really well sculpted, but for him with this helmet, it just keeps on popping the helmet off, and it looks okay. It looks just kind of funky. So if you get a close-up here of the Decepticon logos, pretty neat. We'll just set that aside with everything else, and then we'll refocus on Budo here. Get a nice 360 there so you can see all of his armor. He does have the weird red swords, which I don't know if the original... Man, so hopefully someone will comment, but wasn't he a pretender or something like that? I don't remember. But did he have red swords like that? I can't remember if he had red swords. And I don't really do research because I'm lazy. But he looks great. He has like the skull, but it's like a techno skull kind of thing. We'll try to get a close-up of that. But yeah, he looks really cool. I'm going to take the helmet off here and show you what it looks like up close. It's made out of yellow plastic, then they painted it all red to match the other parts of the armor. And I hate when the doggone color goes out like that. But yeah, it's really cool. And the pointy pieces up here in this front piece are like a separate molding that kind of snaps in place or glues in place or whatever. Let's get a look at his noggin there. See all the crazy detail on that thing. It's got great looking eyes. It's got the red pupils. If it's showing up on camera, it doesn't look like it is, but could be. Maybe. Yeah, get the red swords out of here. And they're pretty neat. They got Power Ranger looking stuff going on with them there, but it's still not too bad. There we go. There we go. He does have a ball jointed head, like most G.I. Joes. Ball swivel style arm. Single point elbow. Has like a swivelly wrist with a up and down wrist pivot. Right? And the other arm is the same, except that his pivot, does it go up and down as well? Yeah, his goes up and down as well on both hands. Okay. And then he does have a ball jointed waist. He has ball jointed hips, but they're kind of hindered by his little armored skirt thing. He does have a double jointed knee. And this is like the weird articulation for him. He has like the up and down pivot for the ankle, which is cool, but there's no place where his leg twists. And you can't twist the foot out because it's on that weird joint to where it angles up and over kind of thing. It doesn't actually... You know what I mean? So you can't really... You can spread the legs out, then you can kind of adjust the feet with that weird pivot, but it doesn't actually twist, which is okay. It looks alright. It's just a minor gripe. He does have some battle damage, battle wear on him. That makes him look really cool. He does have a place for his swords there. It's like a... kind of like a sash kind of... not even a scabbard. I'm not sure what the term is if it's not a scabbard, but both blades fit in there. And then his helmet, the way it's made, it kind of snaps on, kind of. You just gotta get on the right spot, and you just kind of like... Once you get on there, you can tell, and I can tell right now it's not on there. Another gripe is, see how his armor is sitting kind of crooked? It's just the way the armor is. It has like the one side that buttons up right there. You can see it right there, and it just does not want to sit straight. I'm going to have to like get this guy under a hairdryer or some hot water and mess around with it to get it to stay, especially if I'm going to display him. But his helmet, like, there's just one sweet spot, and once you get it on there, it's on, and I think it's on now. Yeah, there he goes. And so let me put him next to his brother, Budo here, the samurai warrior. So you got Bludgeon and Budo, and you can see the helmets look different, but they're actually the same helmet except for that front piece. It's done really well. You can see that Budo here does have his armor on. It looks really good on him, and it works fairly well, but just the way the helmet sits differently on the head, and the fact that his has a face mask and you can actually let it sit higher, it actually works a lot better for him. So yeah, 2 figures. And this guy, I was waiting for him finally to come in the mail so I could review this whole set because I really wanted to show him next to him. There we go. Alright, so we'll talk about the whole set here in just a second. Alright, as a set, well, let's consider this. Not only do you get the cool box, which I'll show it again right here. Ta-da! Cool box. Which has all kinds of stuff on it, reminiscent of the old G.I. Joe toy boxes. You get this big Sky Striker, which retail on this was like 45 bucks, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 40. So $40 for the Sky Striker, which originally came with a pilot. But then you get all the missiles and stuff, right? So you get all the missiles and fuel tank and everything, right? So you get all that stuff. Plus you get a newly molded red piece that holds an additional figure, which is really cool. Alright? You know, of course you get all the cool decals. But then on top of that, you get another, basically, full-size toy, which is the Vamp Jeep, which is Hound. You get not 1, not 2, but 3, this guy doesn't fall over, full figures, plus an additional 4 characters, because you have 3 tapes and the radio blaster, right? Plus, you get another little non-action figure, plus a couple other accessories for your trouble, and some guns for Baroness here. I'll just drop all those in. Plus, you get some pre-cut file cards, tech specs, right? All that stuff. So you get all that crammed in that box, which is stupid small for all this stuff. Alright, so consider this guy was 40, we'll say 45. A Vamp would probably cost you about 20 bucks, right? Then you figure what? At least $10 per figure. Alright, including Ravage. So we'll throw that in there. So we'll go 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 100 bucks. So, and then typically the exclusives are like double to 50% higher. So if these guys at retail would cost 100 bucks, roughly, then I would expect them to be $150 to $200 at con. But you know what? They had it right at retail. So value-wise, it's really good. Could have done better? Yeah, I would like to see a more articulated Ravage. I would like to see her head and scale. I would like to see the colors done a little bit better on Bludgeon here. And I didn't really care for his ankles. Then, you know, Snake Eyes, you can't have too many Snake Eyes. Plus it came with all the cool decals, everything. So yeah, not bad. Not a bad value. Is it a 10? No, I'll probably go with an 8. It would have gotten a 7 because there is some lackluster stuff about it. I mean, the fact that it's not really as accurate to the good old Jetfire as it should have been. Like they could have done the nose cone in red, and there's some other minor stuff they could have done to really improve that, to make it up there. But then the articulation, the head, the articulation, paint, kind of brought it down a little bit. But I think 8 is good. It's a good set. I think if you can get it for, even if you're paying aftermarket 175 bucks, it's still not bad for a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive of this, I don't know, caliber. I mean, a lot of times you just get a figure, or you get something like Metroplex here that they're going to totally re-release to the public, sans his chrome hips and one gun, but it's going to be the same toy. You know what I mean? And you can't really get this. Like, the colors are going to be totally different. You can't get the big red thing anywhere else. You're not going to get him done like this anywhere else unless you do a full-on custom. So considering everything, 8's good. 8 out of 10, is not bad for the I guess issue 7 of the G.I. Joe and the Transformers, the final, was it the final? No, the epic conclusion set from the Comic-Con 2013. So, if you don't have one, get one. Can you live without it? Yeah, probably. But if you're G.I. Joe and Transformers collectors, if you collect both, then you should definitely get it. I mean, definitely get at least one, if not 2. Which I may get a second Jetfire if I can afford it, and I'll probably keep the Bludgeon figure will probably stay out on the shelf. Everybody else will probably get repacked. There you go. Thanks for watching.